Okay, so today I'm going to be canning up some ground beef. I went to Walmart and picked up 30 pounds of this ground beef, and this is the 73%, 27% fat, pretty fatty meat, but it was $1.99 a pound. So I could have got I think the 80/20 was like $2.85 a pound. So I thought I'd give this a try. We'll see how it goes. I also have 3 pounds of sausage that I'm gonna put in there as well. Let's look at some of the stuff we're gonna be using. This is the All-American 30-quart canner. This is a really good canner. It holds 14 quarts at a time, which is great because it can, cut your time in half. You can do twice as much stuff and get a lot done. I've done 52 quarts in one day with this canner. All right, and here's what I'm going to use. I got 12 new quart jars and 2 that I'm reusing. Got some lids and some of the rings. I use 2 of these filters. I filter all the water that goes into the jars, and pretty much I filter the water I use for everything. The canner, the jars, whatever. I just have a little jug to hold water. A pan. I got the white vinegar that I put a little bit in the canner, keeps our well water from clouding up the jars. And I use it to clean the lids. There's just a whole bunch of stuff, like a timer. That's the weight that holds the 10 psi steady. Vaseline goes on the rim of the canner to seal it. Some tongs, various stuff. This is the canning salt. I think it's non-iodized salt. And let's see what else we got over here. I got 2 pots full of water ready to go. We're gonna boil this pretty soon. I also use this thing. I love this thing. It's Hamilton Beach electric. This thing boils water super fast. So I use this for Mountain House all the time. By the time you pour out your Mountain House and stuff, your water will be boiling. All right, let's take a look out here. Okay, so this is the Bayou Classic burner. I've got it hooked up to a full propane tank, ready to go. I'm gonna lay stuff out over here. And I'm probably gonna use my griddle today because I got so much ground beef to make up that I'll just use this instead of using the pan on the stove. I can make a bunch of it at a time. All right, we're gonna add some filtered water to the canner. I'll show you how high I bring it up on the jars when we get them in there. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of this vinegar in here. Not much. I should do it. Okay, now we want to put some of this Vaseline on the lid. So it's this surface right here. This is where it seals. Get my griddle fired up. Get this water starting to boil. So now I'm just going to rinse out all these quart jars with warm water. All my jars are clean and ready. Got my lids on low heat. Just want to get them warm. We're getting our first round of ground beef on the griddle. I'm going to brown it up. I'm not going to cook it too much. Okay, so now I'm using a spoon here with the holes in it to get the grease, let the grease drain out a little. And just packing it in here. Okay, so next I got boiling water, and I'm going to go ahead and fill these up to 1 inch from the top. Get all the air out of there. Okay. I like to top them off with this guy. There's air bubbles out. Boy, that's hot. Okay, next, I'm going to clean all these lids, or the rims, with this vinegar. Get them all cleaned up. Next, I'm going to use boiling water to clean these rims one more time. Just like to make sure. That's, I think, the most important thing is to get these. You can't have any grease or hamburger or anything on here, or it won't seal. Lid's on. There we go. All right, so I'm putting the rings on, and I don't put them on tight at all. I put them on just snug because the air has to be able to escape out of that lid when they're cooking, so that when they cool off, it'll suck them back down and give it a good seal. Okay. So now let's put them in the canner. Here we go. Okay, so this water level is a little higher than I normally would have it, but we're going to be canning for 90 minutes, and I want to make sure I got plenty of water in here. So we're going to go ahead and put the spacer on, and we'll put the next 6 in. All right, got my last 2 quarts. Ow. Ow, that's hot. Put my lid on. Lining up the notch. Okay, good. So now that it's started to steam, I'm going to wait 10 more minutes and then we'll put the weight on. Now I've placed the weight on there with the 10 pounds, so I'll get 10 psi, and the pressure is starting to rise. When it gets up to 10 or 11 pounds, then I'll start to cut the flame down to keep it just above 10 pounds. Okay, it's reached 10 psi, a little bit over. So we're going to stay here for 90 minutes. Almost done. So it's been 90 minutes, and I just cut the heat off. Now I got to let it sit here for a while until the pressure goes to 0. And then we'll take that little metal weight off and open it up. It's been a while, and this thing has cooled off a lot. There's still some steam in here, but it's at 0, so I'm going to take the lid off. Right, here we go. Oh, no problem. Look at that. Always open it away from you. There's a smell to it. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's hamburger. All right, here we go. Watch out, bugs. There they are, 14 quarts. I think they look really good. So we'll let them cool off and see if they all seal up, and then maybe in a week or so I'll open one up and try it out. It's the next day and they're all cooled off, and this is what they look like. You see how the fat is gone? It's at the top. Hey, it looks pretty good. So now I got to clean them and wash them with soapy water. So next, we got to mark them. So we're going to do Walmart 7327. Okay, here we go with round 2. Went to Publix, got some of this market ground beef, which is basically what they do is all the tailings, everything they cut off of the steaks and pretty much everything else, they grind it all up. And this stuff is pretty good, actually. I think the fat on this is about the same as Chuck, which is 75.25. And it's not great price, $3.49 a pound, but it's not too bad. So they didn't have enough of that though, so I did get some ground chuck, which is also $3.49 a pound, and it is 80/20. So got all this stuff and got my quart jars and gonna do round 2. Let's get started. So here's another 14 quarts all done. Just took them out of the canner. Still bubbling. They look good. It's about 28 pounds plus the other 28 pounds. That's 56 pounds of ground beef. So I'll wait a few weeks and probably open one of these up. Maybe we'll do a taste test between the ground chuck, the market, and the stuff from Walmart. See which one turned out the best or if there's any difference. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.